We're always told that easier is better, especially with technology. But what if that super smooth, frictionless experience we get from our AI tools is actually a problem? Today, we're going to dig into some new research and a really powerful idea to fix it, called productive friction. Let's dive in. Okay, so let's just kick things off with the big question, right? We're all using these amazing, powerful AI tools. But are they a gym for our minds, pushing us to get stronger? Or are they more like a comfy couch that's letting our cognitive muscles just fade away? To really get why this is a problem, we have to first appreciate why these tools are so incredibly appealing. And it all comes down to this promise of a world with zero friction, where every task is totally effortless. And let's be honest, it really does feel like a superpower, doesn't it? I mean, you can draft an email in seconds, summarize a super dense report instantly, generate code without typing a single line. Tech companies have literally spent years trying to get rid of struggle. But what if that struggle is the very thing our brains need to learn? And that brings us to this core tension. On one hand, you've got cognitive augmentation. That's the dream, right? AI as a partner that makes us smarter. But on the other hand, there's the danger of cognitive atrophy, the fear that by just outsourcing all our thinking, our own skills start to get weaker. And look, this isn't just a theory anymore. We're now seeing the data that proves it's really happening. And this leads us to the heart of the problem, a concept that researchers are calling the developmental bypass. This is the hidden and pretty significant cost of all that frictionless efficiency. So what does that actually mean? Well, the developmental bypass is when AI helps you get the right answer right now, but in doing so, it lets you skip the mental grunt work that actually builds a real lasting skill. It's kind of like taking a ski lift to the bottom of the mountain. Sure, you get there faster, but you never actually learn how to ski. And wow, check out this chart from a 2026 study. It just lays it all out. It compared people who edited their own writing versus those who leaned heavily on AI. Now look at those dark blue bars. That's self-efficacy, your belief in your own ability. The self-edit group, their confidence grew by 0.41, but the high AI group, a measly 0.03. I mean, that is a 13 times difference. The AI helped them finish the task, but it completely robbed them of the process that builds real confidence and skill. But here's the part that really blew my mind. You want to know who gets hurt the most? You'd think it's the novices, but the study found the exact opposite. For expert writers, heavy AI use actually turned their expertise into a liability. And why? Well, because the AI felt like a threat to their professional identity, so they just kind of disengaged. The very people who should benefit the most get pushed away. So, what is going on here? Why is this productive struggle, as they call it, so critical? Well, the answer is actually baked into the fundamental biology of how our brains learn anything. Okay, so think about your brain like this. You've got two main learning systems. First, there's the hippocampus. It's like a camera. It takes quick snapshots of new things, but those memories don't last. To build deep, long-term knowledge, you need the neocortex. Think of it like a library. And to get a book properly filed in that library, you have to struggle a bit to pull it off the shelf. That little bit of effort is what tells your brain, hey, this is important. Let's hang on to it. And this whole idea has a name. It's called desirable difficulties. The point is that certain challenges aren't bugs in the learning process. They are the learning process. Making things a little tougher on yourself, forcing your brain to work a bit to remember a fact or figure out a problem. That's exactly what fires up the deep processing you need to build strong, flexible knowledge that you can actually use later. So, think about it. When you ask an AI for an answer and it gives you this perfect, polished response, it feels great. But to your brain, it's basically the same as just rereading your notes. It creates this really dangerous illusion of understanding. You feel like you know it because the answer is right there in front of you, but you've completely skipped the effort, that desirable difficulty that actually forges the skill in your brain. Okay, so if frictionless AI is the villain here, what's the hero? Well, it's not about ditching AI altogether. It's about redesigning our relationship with it, using this really cool concept called productive friction. So what is it? Productive friction is all about intentionally making our interactions with AI a little bit harder, but in a good way. It's about designing our tools to reintroduce those desirable difficulties we just talked about, forcing our brains to stay in the game and do the hard work that leads to real learning. And this is a massive shift in philosophy. We need to move away from building AI as just an answer engine, a machine that just spits out solutions and, well, leads to that cognitive atrophy. Instead, we need to start building a thinking engine, a tool that's designed to be a partner, a collaborator that pokes and prods our own thinking and leads to true cognitive augmentation. And you can kind of see how this partnership can grow over time. We can move from just using AI as a simple instrument, like a hammer, to an assistant that gives us helpful nudges. And we can go even further, to a co-learner that admits when it's not sure about something, which forces us to step in, collaborate, and strengthen our own understanding. Okay, that all sounds great in theory, but how do we actually do this? How can we turn the AI tools we use every single day into genuine thinking partners instead of just fancy answer machines?
All right, here are some things you can try literally today. Don't just ask the AI to write the first draft for you. Use it to brainstorm ideas with you. Ask it to be your devil's advocate and challenge your assumptions. Or try this prompt. It's a game changer. Don't give me the answer. Instead, ask me 3 questions that will help me find it myself. And maybe most important of all, always remember, you're the editor-in-chief. The AI is your junior partner, and you have to critically review everything it produces.
You see, it all comes down to this. We have to completely shift our goal. The whole point of using AI shouldn't be just to get a faster, better answer from the machine. The real goal should be to use the machine to help us become better, sharper, more creative thinkers ourselves. And that really leaves us with the ultimate question for the age of AI, doesn't it? This technology is getting smarter at a mind-bending pace. It's becoming more and more capable every single day. So the real challenge for all of us is to make sure that as our tools get smarter, we design them not to replace our intelligence, but to amplify it, so that we become more capable right alongside them.